Hello to all my space cadets. It is AD with Cosmostrology, and I'm going to be doing your Zodiac reading, guys. This is if you are in the energy of Capricorn, okay? And so just a friendly disclaimer before we get started. Please keep in mind, I do subscribe to Vedic Sidereal Astrology, so my placements could be different than yours. So you can be watching this video if you are a Western Sun in Capricorn, a Western Moon in Capricorn, or a Vedic Sidereal Rising in Capricorn, or Moon in Capricorn for Vedic Sidereal, okay? That will matter at the end because I will be doing an astrological analysis and it really helps back up the reading and also just some fun astrology for you guys. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it and see what we're dealing with for my Capricorn people. Let's get down on it. Get down on it. Put your back up on the wall. Get your back up off the wall. I don't know how that song popped up, but some of you guys need to get your back up off the wall and dance. That's what I get from that song. All right, and get down on it. Okay. What is going on for our Capricorns? And please just keep in mind that this is going to be, the time frame is about mid-February to mid-March when the sun enters into Aquarius in Sidereal Vedic Astrology. Okay, Four of Cups to start off with. The Six of Swords and the Princess of Pentacles. So you could definitely be receiving some sort of job offer. With the Princess of Pentacles there, some message about money, finances, a small bit of money, like a loan approval. If that's something that you've been waiting for too. The Nine of Wands. The Two of Swords. The Princess of Cups, okay? Interesting, interesting, interesting. Ooh. Judgment. The Ten of Swords. Okay. Wow. All right. I was like, this energy is a little, not tough to tune into, but it's not so cut and dry, Capricorn. And then finally, we have the Seven of Wands. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Cups. Yay. So reason for celebration. All right. So my Capricorns, give me a second to tune into this energy so we can see what we're looking at. All right. Okay. Capricorns, not going to lie. This is very stagnant. This feels very stagnant energy, especially with the Two of Swords in the middle. It doesn't feel like much is moving. It almost feels as if you're like, you feel or you perceive that you are taking 2 steps forward to get 5 steps back. I don't necessarily know if that is the case because you are moving forward in some aspects with this top line. And with the Ten of Swords, you're in the midst of closing out a cycle. I just think that this has been very uncomfortable, to say the least. And that's probably an understatement. But Four of Cups, Princess of Pentacles, the Judgment to the Seven of Wands. You've been feeling really competitive or having to fight in a work situation or trying to keep your resources or money together. Like it's been very, it's been a whole lot of ado about nothing. Like it's so funny to see this big Judgment energy here. This is the only major card. I was like, you got the big Judgment energy here for the major arcana representation, but everything seems so small potatoes, but everything feels like it's been blown out of a proportion when it comes to just trying to get what you would consider simple things to be done. Work situations, co-workers, family, you know, it's just been a lot. And so I feel like you're kind of stuck between your head and not even your heart. I feel like your heart's out the mix, but just like your head and your vicious mouth. You know, you're like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm about to explode because why am I caught in this situation? And so I do feel like with the Two of Swords here, there is this energy of waiting, there is this energy of patience, there is this energy of stillness. So in the inner cards, we have the Nine of Wands, the Six of Swords, Princess of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. Capricorn, it just feels like you feel like your back is up against the wall, but I do feel like you want to move forward. I don't want to focus so much on the heaviness of this reading because actually the Ten of Swords lets me know that this is a cycle that you're moving out of. And I do want to say that with the strong sword energy in the middle, this feels very, very, very mental. So your thoughts, you need to be easy on yourself. And that's been a theme throughout all of the earth readings. It's just like your thoughts, your words, they are affecting you very deeply. So please be careful. And I love the rule, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. I think that you should take that rule and apply it straight to yourself, because there is some difficulties here when it comes to some mental hangups. But I like the Ten of Swords being here, actually. I like the Ten of Swords being at the bottom of this reading, because it's showing that it's closing, it's concluding. The Four of Cups, the Nine of Wands, the Judgment card, you really, Capricorn, have just been alone. Quite honestly, you've just been alone. You've just felt like you were on your own team. You've been on your own side. And I know that it gets so lonely, but here's the thing, it's lonely at the top. Where are you, Capricorn? I'm sure that you're at the top. Or you might feel like you're at the very, very bottom, but trust, you're going to be at the top because you're a top person. Even top people got to be down sometimes. It's about how you recoup and how you recover. And you're about to recoup and recover. It just feels like there's so many blockages that you're like, how am I supposed to do that? There's no way that I'm going to be able to get over this. I'm never going to financially recover from this. Shout out to Tiger King. But you are. You just have to remain diligent, that there are a lot of obstacles, but you're fighting them off. I wish that I had a softer reading to give you, Capricorn, if I'm going to be quite honest, because this feels like you're still fighting for something. It doesn't feel at all settled or at all resolved. So this might be something that lingers into April, which I'm sorry, but it looks like it's going to fade into March, April, where you're just going to be dealing with fighting this thing. But it's going to end at some point, and I do think that you will be the victorious one, but make sure that you are keeping your feelings in check and you're protecting yourself. There's something here with these two pages that's always like child energy. So I feel like you're protecting your children, or you're just protecting your own inner child at this point in time, because you could feel like, man, I've been in this same cycle since I was a kid. I've been having to do everything for myself since I was a kid. I'm tired. And although I can't express to you enough, Capricorn, this is a tough cycle. It doesn't look like that situation is going to be resolved. That feeling is going to be taken care of quite yet, but it will be. It will be. I promise. It will be. You don't stay in this energy forever. Everything is temporary. But I definitely feel like it's like you against the world, right? All of these are solo cards. There's not one partnership in here except for Judgment. So this also tells me too that a lot of your situation too is how you are mentally perceiving something. This is a challenge of faith, and this is a challenge of the glass half empty, glass half full energy, Capricorn. Quite literally, like, you can look at this ending as something tragic that ruined you, put you in a bad situation where you're having to fend for yourself yet again. Or you can start to try to see it and be like, well, why, whatever was taken from me, whatever put me in this Ten of Swords energy, it actually is opening me up for a new opportunity, even though I'm in this really weird transition in the meantime. Because it is a weird transition. It really is. And I want to say that it feels like for some of you, there is a job that you have. There is an opportunity, but it feels locked up or caked up in something. And so you're looking at it as if it didn't go through, and that as if it's not working out. But it does. It is going to come through. It's just you have to go through this kind of waiting period. And, Capricorn, I'm sorry that you got Capricorn, because it just means that everything is just a little bit more difficult for you than other people. You can look and compare yourself to other people like, why is it that, some people, they need to go get another car and they pull up to the car dealership, they find their car and they drive off the lot. Why is it that when I have to go look for a car, I have to jump through all these hoops, they don't have what I need, the car doesn't work, they don't have it in the right color, and then I have to go to 5 different spots? Why is that? The answer is, it's because you're Capricorn rising, and you're a Capricorn moon, or you're a Capricorn sun, and you got Saturn very heavily in your chart. That's just what it is, And so it's one of those things where this is a test of patience. And if you don't like that answer, then I completely understand it. I know that I've seen people with Saturn in the first house, and they're just like, it's a really difficult, challenging placement. And people talk about it. It's like, hey, it's challenging. And they're like, you don't understand. It sucks. It's the worst. I believe you. I'm just trying to lighten up a tough situation with some humor. My dog is asleep. Sorry if you can hear her. She's knocked out. She's dreaming big. But yeah, so your Capricornianness is actually going to be the very thing that alleviates you from this issue. Your patience, you're being able to multitask, you're being able to defend yourself and take things slow and take things easy is actually going to be what save you in this situation. So just be mindful of who you are. Don't forget that. I know that everything has been so tough and everything is so much more difficult for you than it is for other people. But again, it's because you're going to end up on top. You're going to end up in a leadership position. You're just in a very, very sticky point right now. But this is temporary. I can't express that enough. This is temporary. Even if it's a couple months, it's still very temporary. So now we're going to be moving into your Lenormand, and we are looking at your heart, your mind, and your actions for the month or the time frame. Yeah, so your heart is a chatter, your heart is a flutter, but I think it's an anxious energy. The birds can represent like anxiety and just, flightiness. So I don't necessarily feel like you're at rest a little bit. It feels like your heart is kind of all over the place. Ooh. Your mind, that's a beautiful positive card. Yes. So your mind could be opening up to new beginnings, new opportunities with the flower's child there. Oh, flower child. Some of you flower child. Some of you guys might need to listen to some nice 70s funky music. And then I start off with the 70s. That's weird. So I don't know what that energy is, but some of you, or maybe you're born in the 70s or something. You're just like, oh, my life should be different, or, whatever, Capricorn. But I just feel like you're about to bloom. You're right in the process of blooming. Don't let this anxiety gnaw away at this opportunity that you have, that you're moving in a positive direction that offers new changes and new opportunities. So the cross there, it's a little bit of a difficult energy, but not surprised. That's exactly what we've been talking about as far as your actions. You're carrying that cross, you're carrying that burden, that moon card. So your emotions feel really heavy. Okay. But, the moon card does represent illumination. And we have the ship card here too at the bottom of the deck. So you're going to be moving forward. You're not stuck in this. I can't express that enough. This is temporary. But I do feel like the moon here does represent illumination, and it goes well with the Judgment card. So something is going to be brought to light for you, and it's going to be able to force you to bring an ending. Even though it feels like it puts you in an awkward situation, you are more than equipped to deal with this. You of all signs are the most patient, the most trustworthy, the most hardworking. Those are your stereotypes, and this is very fitting for that. So don't forget who you are. Don't forget the talents that you possess within yourself of just being able to problem solve. You will be able to solve this problem, even if it feels very difficult and extraneous. It's not the end of the world. So again, Capricorn, I do feel like this is a little bit of a tougher reading, but nothing that you of all people can't handle. And then again, just know that all of this is minor arcana. So it really isn't as big of a deal as it feels like it is, because you're in the moment of the reality. This Judgment card is going to clear up everything. You're going to be risen out from the dead. The Judgment card is kind of like that day of calling, that day of reckoning. So you are going to pass whatever test is coming your way, but it seems like you're still trudging through the trenches. Okay, so let's move into your oracle cards. But before we do that, I just want to say thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for joining me here. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check out that description box on information for how to follow me on social media, on my Twitter or on my Instagram. I post daily tarot readings there. And also, from the bottom of my heart, I am asking you, begging you, pleading with you to please check out my music. I just released my first EP. I'm going to be dropping that link in the description box and in the comment section. So if you have any extra time, please check that out. It's really great for Valentine's Day, and yeah. So thank you so much, guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Oh yeah, just a friendly reminder, because I do both astrologies, if you subscribe and hit that notification bell, you can get, quite a few different perspectives on how your month or time frames are going to unfold. So keep that in mind. All right, let's get into it. So bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. So I like that, actually. I feel like that's the best advice, because that's the only thing that's going to keep you from going and saying, not the only thing, but if you bring love into the situation, you bring patience into the situation. Aquarius is your other sign. It's also ruled by Saturn. So they very much understand the pains and the difficulties of going through these transits too. I'm an Aquarius sun, so I get it. You know, both Saturn ruled. But remember to hold compassion. Remember to be compassionate with yourself. Look at this heart, child, and moon card. This is love. This is love. This is happiness. Don't let the strain and kind of like the bad luck, sort of, with this energy, let you see life in a negative light, because all Spirit has been doing is preparing you for an absolutely clean slate to start all over again and be the person that you are meant to be and be the person that you ultimately want to be. But things have to end, and you have to do this legwork in order to get there, and that's okay. And sometimes timing is just not in your favor, but if you continue to bring love into the situation, loving yourself, loving the process, loving your journey, and loving God, loving Spirit, loving the universe, whatever, then this is going to make this process a lot easier for you. And then we got unlikely and not for you. So this is a very clear no coming in from the universe. There was something that you could have really felt like you wanted, but it was not right. Spirit took it from you, Capricorn, on purpose. And again, it feels like you're playing chess and you don't know who the other person is, but I'm also seeing that this door closes is not for you, and it opens up another window of opportunity. So this is not an easy reading, okay? This is not an easy reading. But I do think that 6, again, with love, harmony, balance, Venus, the balance energy of 6, of the vibration 6, I do think that you'll be able to see this path illuminated, and there's actually another window of opportunity for something that's going to be way more fitting and something that you are actually love. But this is just not the time period for that to come through, and that is okay. So remain patient and diligent. Keep enduring, keep up the good fight. You're on the right track. All of this will seem minuscule in due time, okay? So let's go ahead and finish off on the astrological analysis, guys. And this is just what I was talking about earlier. This is where the signs matter. Because I do subscribe to sidereal, my placements are different than what is going on in mainstream, but I do find sidereal to be more accurate. So just keep an open mind. And then again, if you're watching this as a Western Capricorn, then just pretend as if Capricorn is your rising, and then these placements will make sense. Okay. So we have the sun will be entering Aquarius, your second house of owning, on February 13th. This will be an exciting and prosperous time for you, as Jupiter and Mercury will also be occupying your second house throughout the month of March and early April. Get your finances in check, and also, this is a great time to get your finances in check, and also a great time to revisit religious institutions like churches, mosques, or temples, etc. You are very much focused on the legacy you are leaving, and you are in an optimum earning potential time. Enjoy the prosperity. Venus and Mars will be conjunct Capricorn in your first house. There's a possible love-hate relationship with partnerships or love affairs. You seem to be very focused on looking and feeling your best. So get into that new workout routine, but be sure to pace yourself. You don't want the aggression of Mars to overdo it. You're in a really good position to negotiate, get exactly what you want. You want to win. However, remain diplomatic and don't try to force your hand. You will always catch more flies with honey. Okay, so this is just what I wrote. I'm not showing it to read it. As you can see, my handwriting's a mess, so sorry that I fumbled through that. But yeah, I just want to say, I want to draw emphasis again to just the negotiation and just remembering that you catch more flies with honey, and you're not the only person who got that message today. So as you're trying to get what it is that you want, be smart and be strategic. Play it safe. Don't play it safe, risk it, but play it smart. Don't come in so overbearing. And like I said, even the Mars Venus conjunct tug of war in your first house. Like, where do I go? What direction do I move in? Is this the right time? Is this gonna move? I promise you it's gonna move. It's gonna move. This is all temporary. That is the real nugget of this reading. So if this resonated, please drop a little flower. Let's go with the bouquet. Drop a flower in the comment section for me if this resonates, so you can, give yourself a little bit of flowers. Give Capricorns a little bit of flowers. You deserve it. Y'all been working and stomping and doing all that you do, holding down the fort for the longest of time. You deserve some flowers. So drop it as an emoji, guys. And that is all I got for you. I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. Thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and check out my music if you have the time. I appreciate you. Love you. Peace. Until next time.